Hello everyone. So today I would like to share details regarding the descriptive statistics, and in this video we are going to study two data sets data shipped with the ggplot package. First one is the diamond that describing the prices of more than 50,000 cut diamonds, and second is the msleep which is describe the sleep time of 83 mammals. So these two data sets are already comes with the ggplot package. So the first, we need to load the ggplot library package. You can use this command library and the name of the package to load it. And let's first view the first data set which we are going to use is the msleep. So you can click on this one view and the name of the package, and a spreadsheet like a structure will open. So we can see these are the variables here, and these are the different observations for different animals. So let me close this one. So there are some different functions available to analyze this database. The head means it will showcase the first few entries of this particular database. Tails, uh, the last few entries. Dim represent the dimension of that particular. So it is row multiplied by column. How many rows are there? So we have 83 rows and total 11 variables. Structure is going to give a more detailed about the each variable, like name it's a character, sleep total is the numeric value, and a snippet of all the available uh, of the few data values in that particular data set. And names is going to showcase the name of name of all the columns. And if you want to view all more detailed regarding that particular data set, again you can use question mark and the database data set name. So this is again, if you want to read about more about the dataset, you can use this command and read it. If you have observed, this msleep dataset is not available in the environment. Environment is empty right now. To do that, we use this command data name of your dataset, and as you can see now, the data set is available in our environment. And if you double click this one, again it will open in the spreadsheet like structure. Next one is let's start some numerical uh, statistics on the numerical data. And to do that, first one we are going to use the summary. It will give the summary of all the variables in this particular data set. So if I run this, and you can see for each and every variables, it gives a basic summary because if you remember the first few were the character variables. So it just gave the what is the length means how many observations are there. Class is again character, mode is character. And if the variable is numeric, it give more detail like what is the minimum, maximum, median value or the mean of that variable. Now this is we did for all the complete data set, but what if I want to see only for one particular variable? How do I fetch that? So to that we use this dollar symbol. So name of the data set, dollar symbol, and that particular variable we want to see. So like in this one, I want to see the sleep time for each mammal. So this is our all the again all the observations, all 83. And next one is if you want to do some statistics on one variable, what to do, how to do that. Again, we fetch in the same manner data set dollar sign plus the name of the variable, and whatever function you want to use like mean, median. What is the mean of this is 10.4. The median is this again 10.1. Maximum value, minimum value, standard deviation, variable, and the quantile like or the zeroth or the hundredth one. So all these data, all these statistics we can perform on a single variable used like this using the dollar sign. So if you want to do more, add more condition to that, like I want to see how many animal sleeps 8 hours a day. So to get that, how many means summation of this, we use the sum function. That particular data set, and we want to see the sleep total variable, and this greater than 8 is the additional condition we are putting here. So there are 61 animals which sleeps more than 8 hours a day. Now if you want to if you want to view details of each particular function, and you can again use the question mark to get the help file. Right, next one is the what's, as you can see. So if I run this one, it's giving me the NA. So why NA? Because if you observe, there were many values which were not available, means there were null values in this particular data set. And if you have to remove, or we have to ignore the null values, we have to put additional condition in our function. Like in this case, mean is the function which you are going to use, which you are using on this variable, and na.rm is na remove true. Again, these all these arguments you can find in the help file. So here, like in the for the mean, there is a help document, and the na.rm false means by default it is false, and you can make it true to to trim those, right? So na.rm as a logical evaluation to true or false, indicating whether na value should be stripped before computation proceed. So in this case, we are saying yes, please remove the na's values, and then we have our result. 1.87 is the mean of this. Again, if you want to find the correlation between the sleep total time or sleep RM, then it is giving me na, because again there are some null values are available. So how we remove that in correlation function? You can go to the correlation, you look for the details, right? And in the use, we see there is an option characteristic give a method of for computing variance in the presence of missing values, and we can put whether we want to completely remove those, or other option. If you want to include, you can use everything also. So here I'm using the use complete obvious, and now we have the correlation 0.75. On the categorical variables where data is continuous or in some category, sorry, data is in some category, we cannot use the numerical, like we cannot find the mean median for that. So for that we find, in most of the case, we found the counts of those values. So like in the vore, what are the uh, different type of animal like carnivores, herbivores are there. So it gives the count of all different variables, all different animal types here. And if you want to see the proportion of that, we can use the proportion function on top of the table, and it gives how many percentage of carnivorous animals are there, how many percentage of herbivores or different type of uh, animals are there in this particular data set. Moving over. So if you want to get more detail, like this table function is, it will give the different type of animals uh, divided by the conservations. So these are the counts for each and every different variable, different type of variables, animals in this particular data sets. And so if you want to see, so margin 1 and 2, so it will give based on different, again, if you want to get more detail about the proportion function, you click on this proportion, question mark proportion, and you find return conditional proportion giving margin, that is entries of x divided by the appropriate margin sum. So we can, by default is margin is null, but if you want to include the margin, what is margin here is a vector giving the margin to split by example for matrix. First indicates the rows and 2 indicates the columns, right? So first one I'm using for the rows, second one I'm using for the columns. Moving to the next data set we have is the diamonds. Again, it's a big data set containing the 50,000 observations. And if you want to get more details, okay, you can put a question mark and see there are 10 variables and more than 50,000 rows. And these are the price, carat, cut, color, clarity, X, Y, Z, depth, and table are the variable name. Similarly, you can view what are the top entries in in this particular data set. What are the uh, five means the last few entries, dimension of this particular data set, structure, and the names. So again, structures, these are the ordered uh, type of variables, numeric and int. So if you want to see the summary of all the data set, you can put summary and name of that particular data set. And yep, that's how you can view the summaries. And if you want to get the mean, medians, and if you want to do any analysis on particular variable, you can always use the dollar sign to fetch that variable and use that. Next one is the plotting, how we plot or create a graph in the R. So plotting is we can do it using two options. First one, there's a base R functions are available like plot, bar plot. You give your arguments, your variable in that, and it will give you the bar. Like in this example, plot is the base R function, and if I run this, so it's give a scatter plot for msleep dataset for sleep total and sleep RM, and this is the ggplot. So ggplot is a different library which we are currently working on. And if I run this, and as you can see, chart is bit better compared to the base one. So why we should use ggplot? And if you want to use like something we want to quick very quick and see about the data, you can always use the basic R plot. But if you want to see, if you want to use something in like in more detail and uh, you want your graph to look good, a ggplot is definitely is a way forward. So there are three key components to this grammar of graphics. So GG is the short form for grammar of graphics plots, and the first one is the data. So there are three parts of it. First one, you provide your data set, right? Second, you provide the aesthetic, the mapping for the data to visualize property like axis, size, etc. And the third one is the geoms. So how you want to represent your data, right? So three parts. First, your data. Second is the mapping. So what you want on x-axis, what you want on y-axis, and how do you want to see that. So if I run this, nothing changes because this is what I want. I want in the points. I want to see data in points, and I want x-axis sleep total. I want y-axis sleep RM, and data set I want to use msleep. If you we can create similar using the base R also, but again there will be much difference will be there in the visualization. Some additional points in the ggplot in the plotting. Again, we always use the plus sign. Plus sign indicates you want to do something additional on this particular plot. So ggplot here, we are adding the x level and y level. We are updating it. As you can see now, the x level has been changed to the total sleep time in hours and y RM sleep in hours. If you want to do add some colors, again, you can put additional condition colors equals to red, and that will change the your circles or dots values into the red color. If you want to see what other colors option are available, you can run this one, and you will see how many different type of colors are available, and you can use anything. So if I just click this one, update this, and run this, so this values of the color has been changed. Categorize by color. So if you want to view these, uh, add more condition, like I want to see uh, this my scatter plot based on the different type of animals like carnivores or the herbivores, I can do that. And as you can see, now I have additional include additional parameter, divide my color with the variable. So red represent the carnivores, and if there are no data involved, so that is gray. So if you have continuous variables, and you can even also use that. So sleep cycle is the continuous variable, and if I use that, so that will represent based on how much hours that particular animal sleeps. So if it sleep more, so this is the color gradient, and the color reflects the different values here. Diamond. So again, I will use the similar type of concept in a different data set just to showcase. For the diamond data set, uh, I'm using diamond data set, and x variable is carat and y variable is price. And as you can see, these are again the scatter plot for these two variables. And if we add something, if we again change the values of x label and y label, so that can be done adding the additional condition on this particular plot. Alpha, or there are multiple options. You can again go and see and read the documentation. If you feel something is you want to update or you want to include more information in your charts, you can always do using the different options. As you can see now, it is little bit faded. Size and shape. So let's say you want to update. Now what I have included the one more variable color using the cut variable. So color will be added into this particular plot with as compared to uh, included based on the cut of that particular diamond. So if it is fair, good, and very good, and if you want to see more, you just click on zoom, and a pop-up window will come, and it will give you uh, more detailed and big view here. Let me close this one. So again, if you want to add more things, more colors, or you want to add the different, if you want to improve the x limit, or let's say if I run this one. So in this particular data set, there are two other. Let me run this one first. So as you can see, these two are the outliers. So this is something brain weight and the total time sleep. So I think elephant or one more animal is there which has very big brain, and they spend less hours. They have a less sleeping time. So if you want to, as you can see, all the values are scattered or into the y-axis. But if you want to change that, or you want to reduce this limit in the y, you can run this one and add one more parameter x limit condition. So now still it's little bit it improved. So it started from 0 to 1.5. So this is the condition which we have added here. Now we can use the logarithmic to the brain weight. So logarithmic values are mostly used to make it uniform. Means the logarithmic value, as you know, they they move in a equal sized manner. So it little bit improved. Is still not it's not good, but it's better than the previous one, because in the previous all the values were very much attached to the y-axis here, but now it is scattered, and we can see more detail on the compared to brain weight and the total sleep time. We can also add the other parameters like scale and or change the logarithmic to the 10. Moving to the next one is comparing groups. So let's say you want to compare different variables in means you want to have a separate graph for them, but using the same scale you can use facetting as the technique. So what I will do, I will just add the last, add for one more consider the fast step. This is again the condition available in the ggplot, and if I run this, so there is different graph for each VOR is the type of different type of animal, carnivorous, herbivorous one, against the each scale. As you can, the scales of each graph is same. If you want to do the same thing for different data sets, again I'm using the diamond here, and the x-axis represent the caret and y represent the price, and the facet trap here is the cut. Based on the cut, it will show different graphs between the caret and the price in the USD. For groups, if you want to compare different variables, blocks plot is again a very good graph, which start with Boxplot. It's also called block or whisper plot. Again, basic R also have the same Boxplot. You put your variable tilde sign represent you want to split or break group this particular variable based on this variable or, and ggplot also has again. So the advantage here of using the ggplot is the structure of a command or the plot creation remain the same. So first represent your data set, second represent your variables x and y, and the third one is what how do you want to view this variable, this data set. I want to view in the block plot, so we'll use the geom_underscore block plot. So if you want to add more condition, again if you want to change the color of the outlier to red or shape into one, you can do that. And if you want to read more about the box plot, you can always use question mark, and there are many different parameters are available to update the blocks plot. Right. Next one is the histogram. So histogram is again it will divide your data continuous data into different bins, and so let me run this. The base R will show the sleep total, again the frequency of this of the sleeping time in the animals in this way, and ggplot with the following three different ggplot have the three different your data, your variable name, and what order view. So it has better looking graph compared to the base R1. And if you want to view this price, again based on the cut, so we'll create a separate, it will create a separate graph for each variable condition. Again, if you want to see the detail for each and every for this particular uh, piece of the code, like geo histogram, if you want to know more about the histogram, you can go and check different parameters which are available in this one. So plotting for the categorical, again category, we mostly use the bar chart. Bar chart represent the number or the observations available in that particular data set, and so I will use the again type of the animal. So these are the um, number of carnivorous. It's almost less than 20, and herbivorous are the highest one. And for the ggplot, same thing in better looking graph. This can be improved. We can add colors and the other things as well. If you want to uh, build a stack bar chart, so stack bar chart is just one pillar and adding all the different type of variable, it always goes through 0 to 100, and that's the condition factor one. It's filled based on the type of animals in the msleep dataset. And if you want to add different, this is a very ugly looking graph. Again, I just added this colors, and if you want to fill this color based on different variable, you can always do that like this. If it is fair, good, very good, premium, idle, cut. This is again, this is the diamond data set, not the msleep. And if you want to reduce the width of the size of the bin, you can do that, adding the width 0.5. As you can see, the size has been reduced. Again, if you want to add more condition, you want to use a clarity as your filling of the color, you can do that. So these are the different clarity, and again, it range from 0 to 1 in this part in one bin. And if you want to change the position or means add more condition, then it will we can do that using the position as the dodge. Or if you want to flip this chart, the first one which was created, actually the bar chart are always better to be in the horizontal. It give more clarity and better visualization. Next one is how to save this graph which we have built. So again, you, you put that whatever graph code is there, you put that in one of the parameters or one of the object. My plot is the one. So as you can see, my plot is available, and you can call that, and it will if you type that my plot, it will visualize whatever the plot was there earlier. And if you want to add or update, you can again, my plot is the object which hold this particular graph, and if you want to change on top of it, you can do that. Like in this case, I want to change the cut to the new label, so you can do that, and now the cut has been changed to the new label. And save is again one of the command of ggplot to save your file. Your file, how do you want to save, what is your object or the your plot, what is the width height you want to give, you can use that. And the other way of saving your chart is to export it. So you can export as the image or export as the PDF. So this was, yeah, very big video. I think it's become too lengthy. So we have seen the descriptive statistics, how to on the inbuilt data set, msleep and the diamond, and how we can do run the basic statistics on the data set on all the variables. You want to run on the individual variables or put additional condition, right? How to remove the NA. So let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, thank you guys. See you next time.